Hi, Carlos. My name is Hannah, and I am in your section, and I'll be reviewing your narrative project. I thought the best way to do this is just to run through the rubric that she's put online, and then I'll just answer all the questions that she has. Okay, so the first question says, does the artist generally understand the requirements of the project? Carlos, I think that you did a good job with the requirements. It looks like you've met the basic or the A plus like number of pictures. I think you did a good job with that. I think that they seem to sometimes be a little bit repetitive though. Just with like all of the trash can pictures, these look like almost the same picture. Um, Same with these, but just the black and white. But for overall, I think you understood the requirements of the project. Um, the second question says, how effectively has the artist used the elements and principles of design and photography to compose the images? I think that you did a good job with some photographic elements. I like seeing the black and white photos in contrast with the colorful photos. I also see that it looks like you put some filters on some of them, like this one. This looks like it's like a very like dreamlike setting. Um, I think also like with the lighting here, you did a good job with that. And like I said, the black and white, I thought that was a good touch. Obviously, when you post your final, you'll have to crop that out. Um, Same with this one, with the black and white and the other black and white before it. I think that's a good display of contrast. I also like it's kind of a more hidden element in this project, but I like the way that you use lines with the columns and also lighting. I thought that was really cool to see, kind of like that kind of creates like a dreamlike element to it. Um, Also, like with this one, like the beams of light coming down, I thought that was an interesting quality to bring to it. Do the images convey a sense of the unreal, the hyperreal, the surreal, or some combination of those things? I think that that is something that you could work on because it seems like a lot of these were just taken in your room or at the trash can, so or in class. But I think that they all look really like just realistic, and there's not really this dreamlike just vibe with it, except for this one. This one gives me this seems like it's almost like a dream because all of the lighting in the background kind of like washes him out, and it seems kind of as if it's a dream. I think you did a really good job with this image. And I encourage you to maybe mess with the lighting or just with like Photoshop or just the way that you take your final photos to see how you can change it up to make it more like dreamlike or surreal. The next question says, what are the images about? What story is the artist trying to tell? I think that um, starting from the top, it looks like you are explaining kind of like the day in and day out of like a college lifestyle. That's kind of what the theme I have gotten from just like looking at the images. So here you see your subject taking out the trash, and we see that throughout the folder as well in different shots. Then you see him going to class, you see him working on homework and also with his phone, with the TV in the background. Very college like day. This one looks like he might have received a good grade on a homework assignment. Just very college like aesthetic, like him looking at his dinner or playing cards. It's a very like clear theme of going through the daily lifestyle of a college student. The next question says, are there particular images within the portfolio that stand out as best? I think I've made this clear, but this is probably my favorite photo because I think it really encaptures the just like what the project is about. She really emphasized um, how she really wants it to be dreamlike and surreal. And so I think you did a good job with just the lighting of this. It kind of seems like it's in a dream, which is cool. Let me look. The black and white ones also kind of bring that dreamlike feel. But I encourage you to really use this as your guide photo in your final project to create kind of surreal like or hyper real just feels to all the photos. The next question says, are there particular images within the portfolio that stand out as weak or needing improvement, and why? I believe that some of yours may be on the weaker side, but none of them are extremely weak. I think that a lot of these images you can touch up and retake for the final, and they would be just fine. A couple of them, this one, like I had mentioned, it just with this, like this isn't supposed to be there clearly. I don't know if this is a screenshot or what, but maybe just editing this out and maybe creating this more like light or darkness to even create kind of like a nightmare vibe. Another one that kind of stands out as weak, only because of repetition, are the trash can photos, because I think that you could really create this like dreamlike feel to the image, especially with the movement, like catching that movement in there. It kind of creates this like fast pace of the image. So that's good. That's not really weak. What I'm saying with weak is seeing the same images multiple times, because there's quite a few trash can images. Maybe the same with the looking into the refrigerator. But honestly, you've got some good photos. I encourage you just to clean them up and get them ready for the final project. The last question is, what things could the artist do to improve the images or enhance the narrative qualities of the images? Pretty much reiterating what I've already said, but I think that blurriness and lighting are some tools that you'll really find useful for the final project, because they create this dreamlike essence in a photograph, and it really just changes the whole vibe and the whole environment of the photo. So maybe using those, and again, I've already said this, but this is a great photo to use as kind of your example for the final. Don't use the same image, obviously, but when you're taking new images, just use this and get inspiration from this image. So yeah, Carlos, I think you did a great job. I really enjoyed reviewing your rough draft, and I'm excited to see your final. Thanks, and have a great day.